Hi guys! I paid $1,744 in annual fees for the Amex Platinum Charge card. Have I gone completely out of my mind? The truth is that I took a long time to decide whether to apply for this card. As someone who is always looking to maximize value without overspending beyond my limits, I really had to sit down and crunch the numbers and do the math properly to see if this card makes sense. In this video, I'm going to show you my personal take on this card, why I eventually applied for it, and how I plan to fully maximize its perks and get back $2,721 worth of value minimally out of this card because I am lobangs. Without further ado, let's go! For me, the biggest draw of this card is the welcome bonus of 100,000 miles, which is awarded in the form of 160,000 membership reward points when you pay the annual fee and hit a minimum spend of $8,000 within 3 months. And if you use a referral link like mine, you will also get an extra $100 of statement credit, which you won't get if you apply directly. So for me, I used my friend's referral to get the $100 statement credit on top of the 100k miles. And this is a very compelling offer because even with a conservative valuation of 1.25 cents per mile, that 100,000 miles is worth around $1,250. That's almost the entire annual fee back in value already. And if I were to transfer those miles to EVA Air Infinity Mileage Lands program, I can actually fly 2-person on return business class flight to Taiwan, Korea, Japan, and China on EVA Air. And that's around $625 per person excluding taxes, which is an incredible sweet spot for miles redemption. And the thing about the EVA Air Infinity Mileage Lands program is that it actually allows you to redeem Singapore Airlines flights, which is under the Star Alliance group, at around a 20% discount. And there's usually better seat availability on EVA Air portal than on KrisFlyer portal. Comment EVA Air if you want to know more about this program and how you can earn miles and maximize miles for this program. So you're probably wondering, sis, how to hit this $8,000 of minimum spend in 3 months? Don't worry, I got you. This is the max tax strategy that I have, but you can use other methods. I can use platforms like CardUp or iPayMy to earn miles on things like mortgage, stamp duties, helper salary, insurance, income tax, on these kind of payments that are usually excluded on credit card's exclusion list. And how that works is CardUp will charge my credit card and they will pay the merchant directly. But there is usually a service fee of around 2.4 to 2.6%, and sometimes during promotions it can go down to 1.75%. If you are a new to CardUp user, you can use the promo code IJTLFree to get $30 off any payments. And so the sweet spot for CardUp to fully maximize your $30 off is $1,154. Plus, you get free miles. Next, if you don't have an iPayMy account, you can actually sign up via my link below and you will get a promo code worth $30. But if you were to do it on the website directly, you will only get $20 off in promo codes. To fully maximize the $30 promo code on iPayMy, make a payment of $1,250 of insurance or income tax or mortgage or rentals. So with just these 2 welcome rewards, I will already be able to charge $2,404 worth of spend and basically use this spending to hit the qualifying spend while earning some miles for free. Of course, the miles that you can earn on the Amex Platinum card is not fantastic, but our goal is the welcome rewards, not the regular earn rate. Then for the remaining $5,596, you can use the prevailing iPayMy promo. The cheapest right now for Amex is around 2.4% fee via iPayMy. Or you can simply hit that amount with your regular spending. You can pay for things like dining with friends, buying supermarket vouchers, or even your corporate expenses. Just make sure that these platforms accept Amex card. An important note is that Amex generally excludes rewards for insurance payments unless you buy insurance from the special Amex and Chubb portal. I will put the link below You can actually use this portal to get travel insurance, gadget insurance, hospital cash insurance, or even surgical cash insurance. In some cases, you can actually get back more in rewards than what you paid for in your premiums. I wrote about this in my blog below, which you can check out. And this was exactly what I did to buy my travel insurance for my upcoming trip. Now let's talk about the perks that make this $1,744 worthwhile. You will actually receive physical vouchers in packs that comes with your card. That pack includes 1 night free hotel stay for 2 adults at their selected hotels. For 2025, the current list includes 59 properties across Asia, Maldives, even Mexico and Greece. This is arguably the most valuable item in the annual voucher pack. And I did see that there are some rooms that are worth up to around $1,000 per night, like Maldives. And breakfast is included for all overseas stays, but not the ones in Singapore. Even if I'm not traveling, I'll probably use this for a 1-night stay in Singapore at Fullerton or St. Regis, or a hotel in JB or KL. And a quick check on the hotel rates on Google Hotels would give a conservative value of around $300 if I were to stay in Singapore. There are also other dining and lifestyle vouchers. You get $50 off your spending at Tower Club. There is also 2 free cake or wine at Fairmont or Swiss Hotel that I value for around $160 when you buy a main course. And there is also spa and hotel discounts that you can use. I'm just planning to use the free cake voucher as well as the Tower Club voucher. You can even take away the cake. Just need to order it 2 days in advance. So the total value of this is around $210. Next, let's look at the statement credits. This is where it gets fun. You get up to $1,354 worth of annual credits spread across various categories. Firstly, you get $200 worth of statement credits, $100 per 6 months for both local and overseas dining. As for overseas dining, if I were to go to Japan, I would be using the credits at some of the Japanese restaurants. This is also worth around $200. Next, lifestyle credits, which is around $200 every 6 months with a minimum spend of $300. I might not use this, but if I do, I'll probably go and use it to cut hair or to do some spa treatment. Next, airline credits, which is $100 every 6 months if you were to spend $300 minimum per 6 months. I'm planning to use it for a Scoot flight to Jeju, which is around $385 for a round trip. And I'll probably book the flight at the end of June to hit $300 in the first half of the year. And I'll book another flight for my mom in the first week of July to hit the next $300 for the second half of the year. And so the value that I will be getting from this is around $200 in total. Next, entertainment credits, which is up to $17 per month. Since I applied for the card in April, I got to charge Disney Plus on the card in April, and if I were to do it throughout the full year with either Disney Plus or Netflix, I can get a value of up to $153. And finally, fashion credits, which is around $75 that I will get every 6 months at Net-a-Porter or Mr. Porter. This value will be worth around $150 for the full year. I will likely be using this to buy shoes or sports apparel. By the way, if you apply for this card after June, you will only get half of the year's credit. So it's better to apply earlier in the year to maximize your value. Now, yes, using these credits fully can be challenging because you need to plan around the merchant list, minimum spend, and timing. But if you do, it really does add up. Next, airport lounge access. You can actually get unlimited access to Centurion, Priority Pass, or Plaza Premium lounges. And this is a pretty awesome perk because you can minimally take 1 guest along. And that's not all. You can also add 2 supplementary card holders for free. And as long as they show their platinum card, they can actually get unlimited lounge access at Centurion or Plaza Premium lounges. And even some cases bring in up to 2 guests. Imagine you are the principal card holder and you give your spouse and your child a supplementary card. You and your supplementary card holders can actually bring 2 guests into Centurion Lounge, giving you a max of 9 packs in total that can access the lounge. And for the Plaza Premium Lounge, you and your supplementary cards can bring 1 guest each, and that's 6 packs. That's really pretty awesome. But of course, different lounge will have different rules, and so you will need to check your Amex app. Under membership, find an airport lounge. You can search by location and by lounge and see what are the requirements for access. If you just require platinum card for access, then you can just show your platinum card. However, if the access requires priority pass, if you are primary card holder, you do get unlimited lounge passes on priority pass. However, if you are supplementary card holder, then there are some limitations with that. And since I do have existing priority passes from other credit cards, I'm not sure how much I will really use this. But if I had a big family, this is an awesome card to use. Because I'm very conservative, I will value this at only $8 per visit because that is how much I will be willing to spend on a meal at an airport. But if you do drink alcohol, the valuation of this can go even higher. And since I'm taking about 3 trips this year with my mom, I'm looking at 8 times 3 times 2, which is around $48. Super conservative value. Next, hotel and car elite status. You can actually get automatic Hilton Gold, Marriott Bonvoy Gold, Pan Pacific Discovery Platinum, and more. Hilton Gold is nice because you get complimentary breakfast, but I give it a very low valuation of only $10 because I'm not really sure if I will be staying in Hilton. I'm not really the kind of person who will stay in a bougie hotel. Next, lifestyle status upgrade. You get complimentary membership with Como, with Marina Bay Sands Lifestyle Prestige level, where you can actually redeem 1 to 2 tickets per month at Marina Bay Sands attractions like Digital Light Canvas, the Sampan Rides, or the Sky Park Observation Deck, and you also can get a 6 months complimentary Paragon Prestige tier. There is also complimentary green fees that you can get at 40 regional golf courses and also special dining deals with local clubs. And finally, you can also make use of the fine hotels and resorts or the hotel collection through Amex to get you extra $100 USD credits for your hotel bookings and possible room upgrades. But I'm not valuing that because I don't even know if I will use those perks. Now let's talk about the earn rate of the Platinum Charge Card. It gives you 5 membership reward points for every $1.60 spent on Singapore Airlines or Scoot. This works to around 1.95 miles per dollar. And honestly, this is not a very competitive rate compared to other cards that are in the market. Since this card has no cap and no expiry on its membership reward points, the earn rate already puts it ahead of cards like City Premier Miles or City Prestige. Of course, the earn rate is still not the best for Singapore Airlines and Scoot tickets, so I will likely not be using this card for flights beyond trying to milk the airline credits and the welcome bonus. I also will not be using this for other kinds of regular spending as it only earns 0.78 miles per dollar on regular spending like shopping, dining, or even travel. So unless it's a Platinum 10 Accelerator partner, you should not be swiping this card at random. As you can see, I'm a very conservative estimator as well as a spender, but based on how I will use the card, I do expect to get a total value of $2,721 against my $1,744 annual fee. That's around $977 worth of extra value for my very conservative and minimal spending calculations. And this is before counting all the intangible benefits that I'm going to get when I travel and the elite status and all those things I consider good to have but not a must-have. And that being said, this is definitely more a high SES kind of card and it can easily lead to some lifestyle inflation if not used mindfully. For me, I just want to pamper myself and my mom for a little bit within reason. Of course, I will still be paying my credit card bills on time and in full, and we will not allow them to earn any more than my $1,744 worth of annual fees. For me, the real tipping point of this card is that if I were to apply for this card earlier in the year, I can unlock the full round of credits and stretch the value as much as possible. So as a true lobang hunter, a deals queen, I think it makes sense for me. You can feel free to use my referral link below because you will also get $100 of statement credit on top of the welcome bonus of 100,000 miles. I hope that helps. As usual, give a like, subscribe and hit the bell notification to get more finance updates like this from me. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.